皆様、本日は
Ladies and
2024
gentlemen,
年日本
thank you
国際
very much for
賞
attending the JapanPrize
授賞式
2024
に
award
ご出席を
ceremony.
賜りまして誠にありがとうございます。私は
My
司
name
会を
is
務めさせていただきます NHK アナウ
Morishita,
ンサー
an
森下絵里香で
NHK
ございます。
announcer,
どうぞよろしくお願いい
and
たし
I
ます。
would like to be the master of ceremony.
それでは
Now I
壇
would
上
like
の
to
主催
introduce
者
to
並
you
び
the
に
organizers,
分野検討委員
the
会
members
審
of
査
the
委員会
field
の皆
selection
様をご紹介
committee
いたします。
and the selection committee.
日本国際賞
Yoshio
JapanPrize を
Yazaki,
主催いたします
Chairman of the
公益財団
JapanPrize
法人
Foundation
国際
and
科
the
学技術
host
財団
of
会
the
長
JapanPrize.
矢崎義夫でございます。同じく評議員会議
Masayuki
長
Oku,
奥正幸でござい
Chairman
ま
of the
す。
Board of Counselors, JapanPrize Foundation.
分野検討委員
Chair
会
of the
委員
Field
長
Selection
国
Committee,
立研究開発
Professor
法人
Kohei
理化学
Miyazono,
研究所
Executive
理事
Director,
宮園浩平
RICAN.
様、審査委員会
Professor
委員長
Makoto
帝
Asashima,
京大学
Director,
先端総合研究機
Institute
構
for Advanced
機構長
Study,
朝
Teikyo
島誠
University,
様、
Chair of the Selection Committee,
審査委員会
Professor
副委員長
Yoichiro
東京大
Matsumoto,
学名誉教授
Professor
松本
Emeritus,
洋一郎
the
様、
University of Tokyo, Vice Chairman of the Selection Committee,
資源エネルギー環境
Chairman
社
of the
会基盤
Fields
分野
of
部会
Resources,
長
Energy, the
東京大
Environment,
学
and
総
Social
長特別
Infrastructure
参与
Committee,
大久保達也
Professor
様、
Tatsuya Okubo, Special Advisor to the President, the University of
医学
Tokyo,
薬学分野部会長
Professor Hideyuki
慶応義塾
Okano
大学
from
教授
Keio
岡野秀
University,
之様、
Chairman of the Medical Science and Pharmaceutical Science Committee,
資源
Professor
エネルギー環
Masafumi
境社会基
Ajiri,
盤分野
Professor
部会長代理
Emeritus,
東
Tohoku
北大学名誉
University,
教授
Acting
安
Chair
住
of
忠文
Resources
様、
Energy, the Environment and Social Infrastructure Committee,
医学薬学分野
Professor
部会長代
Masayuki
理
Miura,
東京大学大学
Graduate
院
School
薬
of
学系研
Pharmaceutical
究科教
Sciences,
授
the
三浦
University of
正幸様、
Tokyo.
以上の皆様です。
Thank you very much.
ご来賓の皆様のご入
The
場で
guest
す。
of honor will now enter the room.
I ご来賓の皆様をご
I
紹
would
介
like to
申し上げま
introduce
す。
the distinguished
参
guests,
議院議長、尾辻秀久様、
Mr. Hidehisa Otsuji, Speaker of the House of Councilors,
最高裁判所長
Honorable
官、
Saburo
徳倉三郎様、
Tokura, Chief Justice of the Supreme Court,
文部科学大臣、
Honorable
森山正人様、
Masahito Moriyama, Minister of Education, Culture, Sports, Science, and
以上の方
Technology.
々でございます。まもなく
Ladies
天
and
皇皇
gentlemen,
后両陛下の
Their
ご臨
Majesties,
席
the
でございま
Emperor
す。
and Empress, will be in attendance
両陛下のご到
shortly.
着まで
I ask that you
しばら
please
く
wait
お待ちくださ
for
い
their
ますよ
Majesties
う
to
お願い申し上
arrive.
げます。 皆様、天皇皇后両陛下のご臨席でご
Ladies
ざい
and
ます。
gentlemen, their majesties, the emperor and empress.
それでは2024年
Now the Japan Prize laureates for the 2024 Japan
受賞者の
Prize
入場でござい
will
ます。
now enter the hall.
皆様ご着席のまま
Please remain
大きな拍
seated
手で
and
お
give
迎えく
them
だ
a
さい。
big round of applause. First, Professor Sir Brian Hoskins, who received the Japan Prize in the fields of resources, energy, the environment, and social infrastructure. Professor John Wallace. Next is Professor Ronald Evans, who received the award in the field of medical science and pharmaceutical science.
We will now begin the 2024 Japan Prize Award ceremony. The national anthem will be played. Please rise. Please be seated. First, on behalf of the organizers, Dr. Hiroshi Komiyama, President of the Japan Prize Foundation, will offer his greetings.
日本国際賞を主催する国際科学技術財団理事長の小宮山
I am Hiroshi Komiyama, President of the JapanPrize Foundation, which sponsors the JapanPrize. I'd like to express my sincere gratitude to Their Majesties, the Emperor and Empress, for their presence. Our guests include the President of the House of Councillors, the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court, the Minister of Education, Culture, Sports, Science and Technology, and the British Ambassador, the United States Minister, and executives from national institutions. Thank you for your attending. The JapanPrize was established at the initiative of the Japanese government. In 1983, the Cabinet approved the following, considering that the JapanPrize aims to deepen awareness of the role that science and technology play in the peace and prosperity of mankind, and to contribute broadly to the peace and prosperity of mankind. Relevant administrative agencies shall provide necessary cooperation in the implementation of the award. As a national project of Japan, the award has been given to scientific and technological achievements that contribute to the peace and prosperity of mankind. Humanity has achieved prosperity through the use of science and technology, but at the same time, we are faced with challenges that are difficult to solve. There are so many problems, including the environment, energy resources, food, poverty, cities, aging, and information. Most of these are the inevitable result of the expansion of human activity. And it is essential to resolve these issues if we are to build a better future society. However, all of these are huge, complex problems that cannot be solved with only knowledge in one particular field. Organically combining knowledge from various fields is an essential premise for solving problems. There is a need to solve social issues through collaboration across fields and regions. In view of the future of science and technology, we are proceeding with new experiments and trials. In 2019, the Heisei Memorial Research Grant was established with the aim of nurturing young scientists and engineers who can solve social issues through collaborative research across disciplines, and this year marks the 6th year. We will maintain the current JapanPrize, which is open to individuals as is, but we will also start the JapanPrize Special, which will award group achievements on an irregular basis starting from the next year. The JapanPrize will continue to strive to contribute to the peace and the prosperity of humanity. In closing, I'd like to extend my best wishes to Their Majesties, the Emperor and Empress, and to all those in attendance, and I'd like to conclude my remarks as the organizer. Next, Dr. Makoto Asashima, Chairperson of the Selection Committee, will give an explanation of the screening process for the JapanPrize 2024. I will report on the process of the selection. In November of the year before last, we announced recruitment definitions for the fields of resources, energy, the environment and social infrastructure, and medicine and pharmaceutical sciences, and asked 15,500 prominent researchers from Japan and abroad to make recommendations. There were 130 and 198 recommendations, respectively, for a total of 328 recommendations. Two selection subcommittees conduct a rigorous review of academic originality and excellence. The selection committee considered the social contribution of the discoveries and inventions, and the Foundation Board of Directors decided on the award recipients. The winners in Resources, Energy, the Environment and Social Infrastructure are Professor Brian Hoskins, University of Reading, and Professor John Wallace, University of Washington. Their achievements are building a scientific foundation that contributes to the understanding and prediction of abnormal weather. In the medical science and pharmaceutical science, the winner is Professor Ronald Evans, the Salk Institute, for his achievements, discovery of the nuclear hormone receptor family and its application to drug development. I'd like to express my heartfelt congratulations to these individuals whose achievements are worthy of the Japan Prize.
浅島委員長、ありがとうございました。
Thank you very much, Dr. Asashima.
それではこれより
We will now proceed to the presentation of the Japan Prize.
資源、エネルギー、環境、社会基盤分野にて受賞されました
Professor Yoshio Izaki, President of the Japan Prize Foundation, will present the Japan Prize to Professor Sir Brian Hoskins and Professor John Wallace, laureates in the field of resources, energy, the environment, and social infrastructure. First, Professor Sir Hoskins, please come to the center of the stage.
Hoskins 博士、おめでとうございます。
Congratulations, Professor Hoskins.
続きまして、
Next,
ウォーレス博士、
Professor Wallace,
ステージ中央へお
please
進みくだ
proceed
さ
to
い。
the center of the stage. Congratulations, Professor Wallace.
Professor Ronald Evans, winner in the field of medical science and pharmaceutical science, will be presented with the commemorative plaque of Japan Prize by Chairman Dr. Yazaki. Professor Evans, please proceed to the stage center. Congratulations, Professor Evans.
Now, Professor Tatsuya Okubo, Chairperson of the Field Selection Committee for Resources, Energy, the Environment, and Social Infrastructure, will now explain the reasons for the prize presentation. Establishment of a scientific foundation for understanding and predicting extreme weather events. I would like to explain the reason. Today, it is possible to forecast weather and climate based on numerical computations using computers with practical accuracy. Professor Sir Brian Hoskins has contributed to the advancement of atmospheric and climate dynamics through his original theory of numerical modeling, and Professor John Wallace also through empirical analysis based on observational data for almost half a century. Both laureates, who are close friends and allies, have clarified the development mechanism of extratropical cyclones and their impact on the climate, which is a major factor in daily weather forecasting. Furthermore, they clarified the mechanism and reality of teleconnection, in which weather anomalies in one region cause weather anomalies in distant regions by a large-scale meandering of the prevailing westerly winds overhead. Thus, the mechanism by which remote influences from persistent changes in the tropics, such as El Niño, La Niña, and decadal scale changes in the Pacific Ocean, cause weather anomalies around the world, was clarified, and the basis for seasonal forecasting was established. Today, as a result of global warming, extreme weather events are becoming more severe and frequent, and there are high hopes for new adaptation measures that can predict these events weeks in advance and lead to disaster prevention and mitigation. Professor Sir Hoskins and Professor Wallace's achievements are thus worthy of the 2024 Japan Prize, which recognizes their contributions in the fields of resources, energy, the environment, and infrastructure. Now, we would like to receive a few words from the laureates. First, Professor Sir Brian Hoskins.
Your Majesties, the Emperor and Empress, Excellencies, members of the JapanPrize Foundation and its selection committees, my fellow laureates and distinguished guests, I am very honored and delighted to be awarded the 2040 Japan Prize and also to share it with my friend and colleague, Professor Wallace. It is particularly meaningful to me that the award of the prize is described as recognizing achievements that have contributed significantly to the peace and prosperity of humankind. Increasing the understanding of weather and climate is a major scientific challenge and one that has been hugely stimulating to me. Since understanding can enable improved prediction, meeting the scientific challenge is also immensely rewarding intellectually. The need for improved predictions is particularly clear at a time when a changing climate and the associated extreme weather events are having ever larger impact. I should like to finish by paying tribute to my colleagues and students for their major contributions to the research that is recognized in the citation, and to my wife and family for their inspiration and support. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor.
続きまして、ジョン・ウ
Next,
ォーレス博士
Professor
の
John
ご挨拶で
Wallace,
す。
could you please?
Your Majesties, the Emperor and the Empress, members of the Japan Prize Foundation and the Selection Committee, colleagues and distinguished guests. I'm honored to have been chosen a co-recipient of the Japan Prize along with my good friend Brian Hoskins. Like other awardees, I owe a debt of gratitude to the students and postdocs who have worked along with me and to my family. But I also want to acknowledge the hundreds of scientists and engineers who've contributed to the this development of remote sensing of the atmosphere and the assimilation of these newly available observations into numerical weather prediction models. My work reflects the brilliance of their achievements, as do the dramatic improvements in the skill of weather forecasts that make our lives safer, more comfortable, and make our society better prepared to cope with the impacts of climate change. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
続きまして、医学薬学分野審査部会
Next,
岡野秀
Professor
之部会長
Hideyuki
より
Okano,
贈賞理由をご
Chairperson of the
説明いただ
Selection
きます。
Subcommittee in the field of medical science and pharmaceutical science, will explain the reason for the award.
医学薬学分野の
The
2024
2024 Japan Prize winner in the field of medical science and pharmaceutical science is Professor Ronald Evans, the Gene Expression Laboratory at the Salk Institute in the United States. The award is granted for the discovery of the nuclear hormone receptor family and its application to drug development. There are numerous hormones in our body that regulate various functions of the body. Hormones are divided into water-soluble and fat-soluble types. And although it was known that fat-soluble hormones reach the nucleus within cells, the receptors remained unknown for a long time. Professor Ronald Evans was the first in the world to successfully isolate receptors for fat-soluble hormones and vitamins, one after another, and discovered that these nuclear receptors are a molecular group superfamily with a common structure. He also revealed that nuclear receptors function as transcriptional regulators that regulate the transcription of target genes. This has accelerated drug discovery, and now around 15% of drugs approved by the US FDA target nuclear receptors. Professor Evans' achievements in elucidating the overall picture of all the nuclear receptor superfamilies, 48 kinds in total, in humans, have made a great contribution not only to the academia, but also to society, and are truly worthy of the Japan Prize.
それでは受賞者の
Now
ロナル
we'd
ド・
like to
エヴァンス博士
hear
よ
a
り
few words
ご挨拶をいただき
from
ます。
Professor Ronald Evans.
Well, it's such a special day in my life to be able to be here and be part of this amazing organization for the Japan Prize. And so, Your Majesties, the Emperor and Empress, I too am truly delighted to be the recipient of the 2024 Japan Prize for discovery of the nuclear hormone receptor superfamily. And I want to thank the distinguished jury for this honor. Let's just deviate from my comments a little bit. In 1985, we discovered the first nuclear receptor. And in that discovery, there was another little tiny variant that became a second paper, and that opened up a door to a group of family members that we didn't know existed at all. And that unlocked many aspects of body physiology, from neuroscience to every part of the body is affected and impacted by this nuclear receptor family. And so knowledge is power, and the way in which we can make the science have a major and important impact on society is great. Discovery is exciting. Working with brilliant people, young people, these are the future of the world. We need all that to happen. I'm really grateful to all of the members in my lab that have worked with me over the years. They have dedicated so much of their lives to the work in asking these big questions that can give you big answers. This has been an amazing run for me, and I just want to thank everyone who was part of this process, knowing that the next generation of people are going to carry this forward. And I want to end by thanking my wife, Ellen, and my daughter, Lena, for unflagging emotional support, advice, and inspiration. And many thanks to all of you for sharing this very, very special day. Thank you.
ありがとうございました。
Thank you very much.
天皇陛下よりお言葉を
Now
賜
we
り
would
ま
like
す。
to receive a few words from His Majesty the Emperor of Japan.
2024年日本国際賞の
It
授賞
brings
式
me great pleasure to be here at the 2024 Japan Prize presentation ceremony, together with the distinguished participants and guests from many countries and regions across the world. On the occasion of this ceremony, I would like to extend my heartfelt congratulations to each of the distinguished laureates, Professor Sir Brian Hoskins, Professor John Michael Wallace, and Professor Ronald M. Evans. The Japan Prize was established based on private donations in 1982, in accordance with the Japanese government's vision of contributing to the development of science and technology throughout the world. The prize is awarded to scientists and engineers from across the globe who are recognized for their remarkable efforts to contribute to the peace and prosperity of humankind based on their achievements that have contributed significantly to the advancement of science and technology. The eligible fields for the year's Japan Prize were resources, energy, the environment, the social infrastructure, and medical science and pharmaceutical science. I would like to pay tribute to the laureates for their continued outstanding contributions through research to the prediction of extreme weather events caused by global warming and improved well-being of humanity. In recent years, the challenges facing the world on a global scale, including those in the aforementioned fields, have become increasingly diverse and complex. Therefore, we must work together hand in hand to overcome these challenges, drawing on the collective wisdom from various fields of endeavor, underpinned by broader perspectives. I would like to conclude by expressing my sincere hope that the Japan Prize will further facilitate the advancement of science and technology, bringing happiness to the people and contributing to the peace and prosperity of humankind. Thank you very much.
We'd like to have a congratulatory address on behalf of the distinguished guests from Mr. Hidehisa Otsuji, President of the House of Councillors.
通訳がつかないようでありますから、ほんの少しでも、少しだけでも、私のお祝いの気持ちが伝わりますように、必死で心を込めてお祝いを申し上げたいというふうに存じます。
In a way that we'll be able to actually communicate how happy I feel. Today, in the presence of Their Majesties, the Emperor and Empress, I'd like to offer a few words of greetings as the 2024 Japan Prize Award ceremony is being held. First of all, I'd like to congratulate all the laureates of the prestigious Japan Prize. I'd like to extend my heartfelt congratulations to their families and everyone who have supported their researches over the years. Thanks to your research, we are now able to understand the vast workings of the natural world, which are hard to imagine, and the workings of life, which are so small that they cannot be seen with the naked eye. First, Professor Brian Hoskins and Professor John Wallace have achieved great results in understanding how abnormal weather in one region affects the weather in distant regions, grasping the actual situations and elucidating the underlying mechanism. The research forms the basis of weather forecasting used around the world and is also being used for disaster prevention and mitigation on a global scale by predicting future abnormal weather events. Professor Ronald Evans reviewed the long unknown structure and mechanism of how hormones and vitamins circulating throughout the body transmit information within cells. The results of his research have led to the development of innovative drugs which help many people suffering from diseases. Whether it is a large-scale abnormal weather or diseases that occur in the microscopic world, we human beings often feel helpless in the face of threats posed by nature and life. However, it is humanity that has stood up to these threats without flinching and used the power of science to uncover their forms and mechanisms, thereby creating a hope for the future. The recipients of this award have not only contributed to the dramatic development of science and technology, but also given us the strength and the power to control these threats. The achievements are truly worthy of the Japan Prize, which celebrates scientific wisdom and contributions to society. Once again, I'd like to express my respect to the laureates. In closing, I'd like to play that the Japan Prize will continue to contribute to the advancement of science and technology around the world and play an even more important role in the peace and prosperity of humanity. April 16th, 2024. President of the House of Councillors, Hidehisa Otsuji.
以上をもちまして、2024年
We would like to close the award ceremony for the 2024 Japan Prize.
閉会とさせていただきます。天皇皇后両陛下が
Their
ご退席
Majesties,
になられます。
the Emperor and Empress, will leave the room.
ご来賓の皆様のご退席でございます。
Our distinguished guests will be leaving, starting from Mr. Moriyama, please.
受賞者の皆様がご退席されます。
The award
この
winners
度は
will be
おめで
leaving.
とうございました。
Congratulations.
皆様どうぞ大きな拍手で
Please
お
see
祝
them
い
off
お
with
見送り
big
ください。
round of applause.
以上をもちまして2024年日本国際賞ジャパンプライズ
We now
授賞式
conclude
を
the
終了
award
とさせてい
ceremony
ただ
for
きま
the
す。
2024 Japan Prize.
本日の弦楽四重賞
Today's
およ
string
びハープ
quartet
の演奏
and
は
harp performances
東京
by
芸術大学のフ
Miss
ァーストバイオリン
Yuko
清岡優子さ
Kyoka,
ん、
first violin,
セカンドバイオリン村津
Miss
玉樹さん、
Tamaki Muratsu, second violin,
ビオラ高橋あずさ
Miss
さん、
Azusa Takahashi, viola,
チェロ松本拓衣さん、
Mr. Takui Matsumoto, cello,
ハープ堀
Miss
米彩さんでした。
Aya Horigome,
ありがとうございました。
Tokyo University of the Arts. Thank you very much.
皆様本日はご出席を
Thank you
賜り
very
ま
much
して
for your
誠に
attendance today.
ありがとうございました。